Hello, welcome to a world tour. And yeah, this doesn't look like my normal study mode world, so what is this? Just a quick explainer, this is my pandemic world. Not necessarily like the world has a pandemic, but necessarily the world that I made when I was bored with my other world during the pandemic. This is called Lone World because I was alone and because I was playing Ellie and my sister for the longest time. But I moved here and I just started building stuff by myself when my sister had other things to do. So, what's in here? This is a huge world actually, and I was playing on here for I think around 3 to 4 months, and I was playing every single day, building new things. I still had other plans that I wanted to do, but I just stopped because it was a lot. And classes had started by the time I kind of abandoned this world and decided to start a new world for the channel. But basically, this is my general spawn area. That's my starter house. That is my sheep farm. I'll look at that later. This is the giant spruce thing. Giant spruce tree. You take this all the way to the top, you drop, and then you mine all the spruce down there. So this is like the thing I had on study mode. So you're gonna see actually a lot of very familiar structures that you've probably seen already on study mode, but I built them here first. So if you see the vines there, that's because I grew some jungle. Okay, but basically this was a 1.15.2 world that I converted into 1.16.1, and once the Nether update came out, my entire Nether was like reset. And then all the Nether tunnels I was making in the Nether was gone. So basically the Nether isn't as nice as it once was, but oh well. So this is my rainbow sheep farm. So you can see each sheep is colored a different color. You don't see it that much because, of course, they're in the automatic shearing system. There it is. You saw it activate. You see over here, these are all the chests. So you can see how much... Oh yeah, died. But yeah, you can see how much wool I was able to gather through like all of this. It's really noisy over here, so let's just hop here. Okay, so let's take I'm already on creative mode because it's just easier for me to fly around and show you everything. But let's take a tour of this outside area first before we go inside. So this first area is actually an auto tree farm. There's 2 auto tree farms here. So there's a hand mode and an axe mode. What you do is go over here, close the door, you kind of hop onto this trapdoor, you look up, and then you kind of do the thing where you have an axe and then you push left and right click or destroy and place blocks, and then it's going to strip the woods and then make it go all the way up, and then it automatically replants because you don't have the block here anymore. The issue that I had with this was that I could only get stripped wood. Yeah, so I can only get stripped logs when I'm here, and it's very limited to a certain number or a certain type of log. So I have this one on the other side, which is a fully automatic tree farm. So what you do is you just basically stand here. Wait, look, where did I? Yeah, the lag is really intense. Actually, it's one of the reasons why I also abandoned this world. You tend to see like a pattern where if the place is too laggy, I just abandon the world. But this is the auto tree farm for the other one. You just kind of put your sapling there, it'll get pushed, it will activate the TNT duper, dupe a piece of TNT, it explodes. And then this is a massive scale cobblestone farm. So there's like 4 stone generators, actually not even cobble generators, and then 4 over here. They get pushed in the middle, same time TNT gets duped, falls into all of these, goes into these chests. And yes, you do need that many chests to handle the amount of cobble that is flowing out of that machine. And then we go over here, and then this is the bone meal farm. The cool thing about this bone meal farm actually is that it drags along a bunch of hopper minecart. So it actually goes inside the hopper minecart, it pushes it along, so it breaks the melons, but the melon gets into item form and then goes into the hopper minecart, and you just kind of drag it as like a portable storage system through the use of like the hitbox of the hopper minecart and this, I think, iron bar that's here. And then once it goes over here, you can get your melon over here. Or actually, not the melon, you can get the bone meal farm over here. And this was before the time when basically like composters help prevent lag. So these that don't have compost on top of them are not making bone meal, but these and the composters are making bone meal. But I think looking back in hindsight, I should just put a composter on every single one of those hoppers to cause less lag. So that's the outside area. This was a very like automated farms heavy area. So let's go inside the starter house. And this is where we're gonna get a bunch of lag. So this is what it looked like on the inside. So you can enter from all four sides. There you go. And then, of course, we have the bed, storage. I had to modify a bunch of these. It used to be that the storage was only here, but then I really start to outgrow the space. So you can see that my bookshelves had to make a little ladder so I can get out and get in through here. More chests on there, like enchanted books, because my enchanting setup's here. I had to put like storage in the floor in the form of barrels. In the like the decorative side area, I had to put chests. I have to put barrels everywhere because I was running out of a lot of space. And yeah, this is the main starter house. And then there's supposed to be like a mine down here, but if you actually go down, we have a auto farming area over here. So this is automatic chicken farm. It's my nether portal. We'll go into that later. This is a super smelter. Let's go into spectator mode so I can show you. This is the same design I used on study mode. Wow. So yeah, same thing. A bunch of hoppers. I also did the thing that I did where I sped up the way that this goes. So like I sped up the clock instead of the original item elevator. I used this version of it. I have no idea if it's actually faster, but it seemed faster to me at the time, so I use that version. That's why we have this observer sticking out here. We have this cow farm where you have to like go up here, breed the cows, and then the baby cows go down here, and then when they're fully grown, you push the button and they get lavaed. So there, like that. And then this is in the automatic melon and pumpkin farm. So if one of them grow, they get pushed down, but I think I had to deactivate this farm because it was creating way too much. And then auto cactus farm, I also, oh no, it's not deactivated, it's actually open. Okay, but yeah. But what I did was I think I changed that top part to a block so that when it pops off, it just falls onto the cactus, meaning that, or I think they don't grow if they're built like that with blocks and not fences. So basically, I had too much already. It was overflowing. It was like killing my world, so I might as well stop. And then this one is the usual like sugarcane farm, automatic sugarcane farm. And then I think I also deactivated this one considering how fast it goes. And this is, or this used to be at least, an AFK fishing farm. So you can see all the items that I used to get from here. And then bamboo farm, similar to the sugarcane farm. We have a cocoa bean farm, a semi-automatic cocoa bean farm, because there's a button up there that what it does is it pushes these up and then down. So you can see the pistons on top, so it pushes it up and down. And what it allows you to do, let's activate it actually. Move back. Oh wait, no, I think I need to push the floor button or something. Where is the button to harvest this? But basically it's, I'll show you the redstone upstairs. Let's see if it works. So it goes through all here and it pushes it down, but I'm not really sure. Do I have stuff under? Yeah, I do have stuff under. I'm wondering how I activated that, or used to activate it at least. Is it here? Okay, I think I used to have a button here that is gone now, so let me grab it. So let's add a button here on the floor. There. So I think this should activate the floor jiggle. There you go. And you can see it gets pushed up, and then the hoppers collect the cocoa beans, and then you can like replant the, and then you push it back down. Then you can replant the cocoa beans all over again. But that's how I made it. It wasn't a design by anyone. It was just me fooling around with redstone. And here is my trading hall. I was about to say big trading hall, but this is actually very small compared to a lot of trading halls that I've seen. But basically what I did was I tried to get a bunch of masons here to get me some terracotta in different colors because I was using them and I was getting tired of running to the mesa all the time to get them. But yeah, the thing is they get a lot of duplicates, and then I only have a few book villagers, librarians, piercing. Oh, so this has unbreaking. This guy has sharpness. This guy has like tools, I think, or armor, but I haven't leveled them up yet. This has Frostwalker. I really wanted Frostwalker. Yeah, it's another mason and a farmer, so I can get emeralds. But that's basically like this area. There's actually another area downstairs. I didn't want to create a giant base yet, but I want to store like more things. So I have this, or I used to have this. This was my mining tunnels. There you go, mining tunnels all the way down. And then I had this wall of plants. So I was supposed to make like a boat village, a hanging village, color-coded tunnels. Color-coded tunnels in terms of like my nether hub, an underground bunker, villager trading area, like a legit villager trading area, a bigger base, a bamboo forest house, an RV/campsite builds. Actually, this RV/campsite builds turned into study mode. A mushroom biome house, which also kind of merged into study mode at one point. We have the medieval village makeover, the Ender Tunnel. So these are the ideas, and these are the work in progresses. So I'll show you the medieval village makeover maybe in part 2 or part 3, depending on how long this video is. Maybe part 2, because this is a really big world and the medieval village might take an entire video. And then I was working on the Ender Tunnel, but these are other things, so like a campsite, mushroom island, home, trident farm, raid farm, netherwort farm, chorus farm, ghast farm, wither farm. And we have this. So I will explain what this is after I explain what the room is. So this is just a bunch of things. I was using this as bulk storage. So if you remember, I had storage silos back in study mode. This is how I did it back here. So I just had these in shulker boxes and I just piled them up on the wall like a little bar graph, which I found really fun. So if you just wanted to take like bulk storage, like I was mining a bunch in the nether, so I had a bunch of netherrack, I had dirt and grass and stone and then cobblestones over here. I forgot what's in those. Oh, these are I think these are end stuff. Yeah, end armor. This is a color palette, like a general color palette for the medieval village. I think this had like a bunch of oak logs at one point, and then this is just my shulker storage. So this, like, yeah, it has nothing in it. And then this is supposedly the materials for the big base that I was gonna build, but I got really caught up in the medieval village build that I wasn't able to work on it. And then these are random items that I have no idea what they're doing, but this is, yeah, so you can see I made a bunch of banners for my nether tunnel. You can see the dyes and the banner patterns here, and then the loom where I work. So if you're wondering what this is a multi-shulker item storage thing. So what you have to do is just face it, right? And then you go over here. And then these refer to a bunch of stored shulker boxes. So for example, redstone items, underwater stuff, end stuff, spruce logs, sandstone, spruce items, basically like that. And then, for example, we want to get, because I have jungle logs 1 and jungle logs 2 because I took down a bunch of jungle trees. I have oak logs, so let's say we want like glazed terracotta. What you do is just push drop, it'll get replaced by a new block. Stand back a little bit, and what it'll do is this will close. So now you can see that the system is cycling through a bunch of shulker boxes. And then I'll show you why it can pick out shulker boxes later. But basically, it's going through, looking at all the shulker boxes, thinking, okay, so we need to be able to look for the shulker box that is glazed terracotta. So sometimes it does take a while, which took a considerable amount of time when I was preparing for builds. So, but you can see all of it working. Okay, so you can see it went down. That means it's sorting, or that means it already popped it out. So you can see this is my glazed terracotta box. And the way that it can tell it's glazed terracotta is that you have a named item at the first slot that's the same name as the thing you threw earlier. So these both have glazed terracotta. If they mix, then you're like, oh, okay, you can add this, and then they funnel that item back in. So that's how you tell if it's the item that you need. And then the light turns off, meaning that you can now search for a different thing. So we can push this to like break that. So do this, and it breaks the shulker box, and then it ends up there. It gets picked up and then taken back into the system through there. And then now you can pick another one. And that's how I used to store my bulk items. Or like my bulk items. The smaller items that are not bulk, because the bulk storage is here. Now, next thing we're gonna do is just look at all the other farms all the other places I have on this server. I'm really so dead. All the other places in this world. So you can see, let's go towards like the less extravagant ones, I'd say. So I have a slime farm and a bee farm over here before we go into that giant tunnel. So slime farm and a bee farm. So yeah, so like all I was able to do was just put in a soil path, because I was gonna do, I was planning on doing the soul speed like routes that I did on study mode, but I wasn't able to. So basically we go through here. This is the slime farm. The slime farm that I have is of course the same slime farm that I used for study mode. So over here, if you're wondering why is there a house, what I did was for every other build that I did, like for every outside build that I did, I made sure to also have a house for myself to like stay in and put the nether portal in. So you can see we're in a warm ocean. We got a bunch of corals, so I can also use this to harvest like sea pickles and corals. And you can see this giant length of hopper over here. And what's that for? It's for the popcorn system. That's what I call like this thing that I also use for study mode, which pops the items up and then puts them into a hopper. But the problem for me back then was I didn't know where to aim, or like I had a hard time having the items go where I wanted them to. So I made them pop up, fall into a water stream, get carried over, and get dropped into these two hoppers. And then just in case it might get backed up or something, I made a bunch more hoppers near it, leading to our giant storage system down here. So, see, look, it's just still popping out slime blocks, slime balls. I'm not sure if we'll ever see it like do the pop-up thing. But I'll show you what it looks like down here, because you're only seeing this top part, which is the sea lantern area. But, so you can see the giant water elevator going. Then you have this, which is the corner design that I use. You can hear some slimes moving around. I should have lit this place up a little bit better for the mob spawning. But the slimes basically jump off. They land in here, or they get pushed into these corners. So you can see that these push them to the corners. They stay over here. They get damaged by the magma blocks. But if they're big enough, they're gonna get damaged by this lava as well. And then they're gonna split until all their items flow into the corner hopper over there. Get spit out by these hoppers, or by this dropper. And then they go on like a little ride all the way around the area until they get to the item elevator over here. I think it's over here. Basically, until they get the item elevator. So you can see, there you go. We'll watch this slime. So, jumps through, gets damaged. There you go. So you can see the items funnel into that corner. They still continue to get damaged by like the stuff. And then you have, the pressure plates kind of keep them there for a little bit. But once they touch the water or once they touch the magma, they just die. And then sometimes other slimes can push them back. So you can see that it's been dropped. It's gonna go this way because this is where the direction goes. Goes this way, until you meet here. There you go. So this is where all of them meet, going through this lane. See? We kind of have backup sometimes, but that's fine. Like, I'm not using this world anymore, so it's okay for me. So let's go to another place, which is the bee farm / the flower farm, because I also put a flower farm where my bee farm is. So you can see it's another one. I put a banner, but there is no nice walkway. And then, like, this is gonna, like, after I show you this, it's probably gonna end the first part of the tour here. So make it through. So you can see that the house is made out of beehives. By the way, there's nothing in these houses because I usually bring the stuff back by myself. Like, I have to visit these and like bring things back. I just like having the house just to have the idea of like, oh yeah, I go to this place, I have a little place to stay even if I don't really stay that long. But this is what it looks like. It has the bee farm over here. It's not even automated. It's just a normal bee and flower thing. And then to be able to fill that up with a lot of flowers, I built it in a flower forest. And I made these, like, farms. Oh, there, that is very loud. That is very loud. And then, I think after a while, you're gonna get, like, the water. Yeah, you have to push this. And it opens all the water, and it slides all the water down here. There you go. And then, I should be able to... Oh, no. So this is the bone meal input. So I think I have to look for the flour output, which is here. So you can see it has flowers and wheat seeds. But since it has seeds that I don't want, I can just go up here, right click that, and then like toss the items here if I don't want them anymore. And then it fuels the farm for next time. But that's like a full thing over here. But this is getting a bit long and we're still not like halfway done yet. So I'm gonna leave this over here. We're gonna have a part 2 for this video and stay tuned for that.